Doesn't seem very clear to me. I mean, maybe I'm just crazy, but when you tell me you're a prosecutor and you introduce yourself that way, I'm going to assume that you're a prosecutor. This segment is brought to you by Eastside Weight Loss Clinic. I'm down 37 pounds on the program, and I lost most of that weight in just 2 months. There's no prepackaged meals, no counting calories, no drugs or injections. Schedule your free 15-minute consultation today at eastsideweightlossclinic.com. 12 days ago on this show, we broke an exclusive story about candidate for Attorney General Manka Dhingra. She is a current Washington state senator. She wants to replace Bob Ferguson, a far-left progressive known for her soft-on-crime policies. And we pointed out that she has been flat out lying to voters, suggesting she is currently working as a senior deputy prosecuting attorney in King County. And I'm not just saying that. Even in the video voter guide for her race for Attorney General, here's how she begins the video voter guide.
Hi, I am Manka Dhingra, Deputy Majority Leader of the Washington State Senate, Senior Deputy Prosecuting Attorney with King County, and I'm running to be your next Attorney General.
Yeah, she was a senior deputy prosecutor in King County, but she hasn't worked in that job in a full-time capacity since 2017. 2017, 7 years ago. Yet here she is pushing all these soft on crime policies in Olympia, and she uses her work as a prosecutor, acting like she's in there fighting bad guys in a court of law every day, and she uses that as a crutch to excuse her pro-criminal policies. Well, I can't be pro-criminal. I'm a prosecutor. Except we started getting some tips saying, hey, you should look into her work history because she hasn't been a prosecutor for a long time. So we reached out to the King County Prosecuting Attorney's Office, asked her for her work history, and they said, indeed, she worked full-time as a prosecutor from 2000 to 2017, and then she came back on 2 temporary part-time bases to help with some systems that she better understood, and part of that was during the pandemic. So she was there for just a couple months in 2019 and just a couple months in 2021. So after we brought it to the King County Prosecutor's Office attention that, hey, every single one of her social media pages, her campaign site, her state Senate site, the video voter guide, her introduction at the debate, she is claiming to work for your office still. She's claiming to be a prosecutor. They followed up, if you recall, and they sent Manka Dhingra an email. It came from the HR department at the prosecutor's office. It came to our attention through a news reporter that you're stating you're a current senior deputy prosecuting attorney rather than a former senior deputy. Will you please correct this in your campaign materials? They provided her, as if she needs to be reminded, what her dates of employment were, and they said, feel free to reach out if you have any questions. So that is where we have an update for you today. So we had put in a public disclosure request with the King County Prosecutor's Office and basically said, hey, if she responds, can we get those emails? Because as of today, as of this moment, none of her campaign material has been updated. None of her social media sites have been updated. So it's been nearly 2 weeks since we revealed that she's been lying about being a current senior deputy prosecuting attorney. And she doesn't care because she hasn't updated any of her stuff. Well, here, come to find out, behind the scenes since our report, Manka Dhingra has been trying to convince the prosecutor's office that she still works there. Is that a good way to explain it? So I want to go through some of these email communications that we have. Honestly, to me, it shows how dishonest she is, but also how unhinged she is. She contradicts herself in these emails. Like she is, I don't know if it's damage control. It's like she's trying to convince herself that she still works somewhere, that she doesn't work anymore. So I had mentioned the email that was sent from Heidi, who is the HR person to Manka Dhingra. So this is in response to that thread. So Manka Dhingra responds to that request saying, hey, can you change this on your campaign material? You don't work here anymore. And Manka says, hi. Lisa Mannion, the current prosecutor, told me I was on a leave of absence and that she considers me a current employee, Manka Dhingra. To which the HR director responds, hi, Manka. I spoke to Lisa and she does not recall having this conversation. Thanks, Heidi. So again, here you have Manka Dhingra trying to convince the HR director that she still works there. So try to let that sink in. So then, Manka Dhingra decides, again, she's still trying to argue this. Like the HR director, no, I spoke to Lisa Mannion. She doesn't recall having that conversation. So Manka Dhingra apparently goes back in time into her emails and forwards the HR department with King County Prosecutor's Office a thread that she says proves that she's just been on a leave of absence this whole time. It doesn't prove that at all, but let's go through it anyway. So she forwards the HR department the email she sent out October 8th, 2021. You know what the subject line is? Last day. Wow, geez. So she thinks this proves her case. So it's from Manka Dhingra. She sent it October 8th, 2021. Subject line, last day. It's sent to Dan Satterberg, the former King County prosecutor, and the incoming prosecutor, Lisa Mannion. Good morning. Today is my last day at the prosecuting attorney's office for 2021. I want to thank you all for the opportunity to return and work in a non-political setting. The experience is always invaluable. Preparing and handling court calendars during COVID really made me appreciate what everyone in the criminal justice system is going through. As always, the staff has wonderful ideas on how to improve our system of justice, and I look forward to incorporating those ideas in 2022. So it sounds like she's saying, incorporate them in her legislative capacity. Like they have some ideas on how to improve our justice system. So when I go back to Olympia in 2022, I'll incorporate those. So this is an email she's sending saying it's my last day. So Dan Satterberg responds, "Hi, Manka. Always good to welcome you back home after session, and our office is a better place because of you. The offer remains in place for 2022, of course." So basically suggesting, hey, if you want to come back and work for a few months, we'd be happy to have you back in 2022. Lisa Mannion said, "Agreed. Thank you, Manka. It's awesome to have you as a colleague and as a lawmaker." So Manka forwards all of that to the HR department, again, trying to convince them that she was under the impression she's just in a leave of absence. And she says, Manka says in the email, and now this is just eight days ago. "Good afternoon. I wanted to chat with you both." So she's sending this to the HR department and Lisa Mannion. "Dan Satterberg always informed me that I was on a leave of absence. This email thread led me to believe the same, that I'm on a leave of absence." She goes on to say, "I am very clear that I am not currently working at the King County Prosecuting Attorney's Office, Manka Dhingra." So that obviously makes no sense. So either you're still working there but on a leave of absence, or you're not currently working there. So in the same email, she's trying to convince the HR department at King County that she's just on a leave of absence, even though they say that she's not. She's also saying, but I'm also very clear that I'm not currently working at the King County Prosecuting Attorney's Office. Nicole, can you re-up her video voter guide for us to see if she is very clear that she's not currently working at the King County Prosecuting Attorney's Office?
Hi, I am Manka Dhingra, Deputy Majority Leader of the Washington State Senate, Senior Deputy Prosecuting Attorney with King County, and I'm running to be your next Attorney General.
Doesn't seem very clear to me. I mean, maybe I'm just crazy, but when you tell me you're a prosecutor and you introduce yourself that way, I'm going to assume that you're a prosecutor. So her email makes no sense. She's clearly trying to find any sort of way to manipulate the situation to avoid admitting that she lied.